Hello traders, this is Mike Billion. Today is December 10, 2014 and let's talk about the market. Let's start with the spider. The spider, as you can see here, is still inside a major uptrend channel, and I say before it was trading at the top and divergence. There was a divergence on the DMI, but it still has room to go to the top, and I say let's go cash. And that's why I'm 90% cash. I only have Baba and Facebook. Right here, as you can tell, we have a little resistance from this trend line, and also we're gonna have support at the 50 simple moving average. If you see price action from last year, we went down to December 18 and we bounced at the 50 simple moving average for a little rally to the top again. So I think that's a probability that might happen. So keep in mind that if we bounce from the 50, it might go to the top again. Or if we break down this major Fibonacci support 201.87 and the 50 doesn't hold, we might go down really fast. So that's the two possibility, the two scenario. Now if you see DMI, it's bearish. It's absolutely bearish. So you have to keep that in mind. It's absolutely bearish, and ADX is strong. A lot of volume on this sell-off. So those are the two scenarios you have to watch. You have to watch the Fibonacci 201.87, this trend line, and you have to watch the 50 simple moving average. Now let's talk about the VIX, because we can get information from the VIX. Right here, the VIX is a major resistance, the 1884 or 19 level. Every time we go to that level, we usually break down that level, spike, and go down. You can tell right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. So if this thing goes to 20, I'm gonna go short the VIX and I'm gonna go long the spider. And I think that's what's gonna happen. Now, if we're gonna go to iShares Russell, still inside this megaphone, and is holding this support. So is usually when the Russell is trending down, is weakness. It show weakness, but it's not showing weakness. It's just moving sideways. So that calls my attention that something is gonna happen, and we're gonna have a ho rally to the top again. Now let's talk about Apple. Many people are asking me about Apple. Apple right here is right here near the 50 simple moving average, and is holding the Fibonacci extension 110. This is 109.89, but we can say this 110. 110. So from here, based on price action being so bullish, we can also bounce and make new highs 121 or continue to 126. Now, DMI is still bearish and strong. It's bearish. So if you go long here, respect the 50 simple moving average as you stop, because if we break down the 50 simple moving average, we can easily test the 102 or the 91.65 level. However, I'm bullish on Apple, and I think we're gonna bounce. There's a high probability that we're gonna bounce from here based on the spider and the iShares Russell. Now let's talk about the Qs. The Qs, as you can see here, looks like the spider, exactly like the spider. Right here is holding this level. You break down the 20 simple moving average, but today's candle didn't confirm the breakdown. So it's hard to get short in here. Very hard, since it's very near the major support 146. You know, has been support. It was resistant back in September, and it's very hard to get short here because we can spike right here intraday, boom, and bounce from that level. So don't get biased thinking that this is gonna break down and that there's a lot of problems in Spain and Russia and whatever. Trade price action. Now let's talk about DIA. DIA the same as the spider, the same as the Qs. If you can see here, we have here some support, and I think it might go here, spike down and bounce. So that's what I'm waiting. I'm right there like a sniper, waiting to see price action go down to my level to my buy level and enter long to have a nice finish of the year. Now let's talk about Jill. This is another one you have to put in your watch list. It's holding this trend line. It's holding this trend line. It looks like he bounced. He break out the 50. He didn't confirm, but it's still there. It's still there. He didn't break down so bad. So now the DMI is bullish, but it's not strong. So I think we might still move sideways right here, holding this trend line, and we later gonna bounce probably with the market. So I think if the spider bounce, if the whole market bounce, this thing can go higher to 110, break out the level and go to 120. So keep an eye on Jill. Now let's talk about Baba. I think this is a bullish flag, and that's what I'm buying every dip. The 50 simple moving average was a nice support. It bounced from that level, and we see today that it didn't confirm the bounce. So right now we have an inside candle. So if we break out the 109, go long. Don't think about it. Go long. 109. If we break down the 50 simple moving average, then I will say, this thing is gonna go down. Now, however, back in October, it was this level right here, this Fibonacci 133 was a lot of support. So there's a lot of support at this area. The 50, you have this Fibonacci, you have this downtrend line. So if you can buy at these levels and use the same level as you stop, you can have a good trade at the end of the year with Baba. Now let's talk about Netflix. Hard to tell right here. Netflix is bearish, but you don't want to get short at this level. You see this? We were going down. We got near this Fibonacci 322. Boom. Right here. Boom. Boom. Right here. Boom. You want to get short here? Be careful. Netflix is a monster that you have to be careful when enter short on Netflix, especially if you use auctions and out of the money auction, because it can wipe out your account. And this gap right here is gonna work as a magnet. This, I'm sure, price as soon as the market bounce, it will want to close this gap at 432. So be careful because Netflix is a monster. Now let's talk about the last one. Let's talk about BA. BA, it was a nice breakout. We entered the breakout. We closed half of the position for 50% profits, and we left the other half brown. But we closed it right here when it break down this trend line. And so we closed the price even. So that's one of the samples that you have to honor your stop and follow your plan. If we wouldn't follow my plan, I checked those auctions that we saw even, they're down 80% now. So that's that you always have to honor and follow your plan. This thing is bearish. If we confirm this breakdown tomorrow, the 126.78 Fibonacci support breakdown, this thing can go easily to 115. Boeing was bullish, now it's bearish. So that's why you have to follow price action. The last one, let's talk about the last one, Facebook. I'm long Facebook. It's holding this trend line, and DMI is bullish, but it's not strong. But let me show you something. Every time ADS goes down to these levels, we have rallies. It happened here. It went down to this level, which it was 13. Boom, we get a nice rally here. Right to this level, we get a little rally right here. At this level, we get a rally, but a rally down. It went down really fast. So don't be biased. I'm long Facebook, but I'm watching this trend line. Is this thing break down right here, especially if near this apex? Let me zoom this out for you. It's near this apex. It can break down easily and go to 70, or it can break out and test the 80s. So don't be biased and follow price always. Don't follow what people are telling you or what you think. Follow price. So I'm expecting a big move on Facebook, since it's near the apex of the symmetrical triangle wedge, and because ADX is getting low to 13 level, So we're gonna have a big move. I'm long on Facebook, but I'm watching that trend line because I'm no bias. I trade price. So this is everything for today. Trade on.